I know you had to pick between the Suicide Squad and doing this with Zack.
Yeah.
But did working with Zack live up to your expectations?
Yeah, it did. And then some. I actually, it's one of those things where it was a really tough decision to make. It was a hard conversation to have with James about it, and he completely understood. But it lived up to my expectations and then some. I learned so much from Zack, and I was inspired by watching him work. Um, and also, like, I have to say that this role has just afforded me opportunities that I've, as a performer, that I've not ever had in the past. So, yeah, I think it paid off. I hope the film is as successful as I think it's going to be. I hope people love it as much as I do. But that, we don't know. Those are the questions you can't answer until the film has come out and released, and everybody, you start to get feedback. And right now, I think everybody's just excited and waiting for that feedback. But I think, yeah, absolutely 100%. I have no doubt in my mind that this was everything it lived up to be. Working with Zack in itself is just an experience I couldn't buy. I couldn't put a price on watching him work and learning from him work. It was an education.
No, I'm with you. I think it's going to be a huge success. I loved it. And I actually didn't expect to love it as much as I did. I was just captured.
I watch, I watch things a different way. So when I first watch one of my films, I watch it and I critique myself. I can't help it, but I do. I cringe. I don't like watching myself on screen. But then after I let that go, I watch it again as a fan. And I've watched this film 6 times now. And every time I watch it, I like it more and more. And I pick up something different and something new. And I get a fresh outtake on it. And the thing I love about this film, and I felt this from the very beginning, from the first time I watched, this film has such an amazing ending. Like, I love the ending of this film so much. There's something just really special about the performance, about the music, about the story. I love the way it ends. I love the one-word ending it sets off on. I love that they give you that full picture of where it's going, and it just leaves me wanting more. So I just, I'm a fan first of this film. I think it's an amazing film.
Is it a film born of your dreams or your nightmares? Because I feel as a director, it is the stuff of dreams directing a film like this with a huge Netflix budget, but those zombies, especially the alpha ones, are the stuff of my nightmares.
It's funny. It's funny that a lot of the ideas for this movie are very much sort of, their roots are in weirdly this sort of deconstruction of the genre that I sort of wanted to do. Because it's like tonally, I wanted to make a movie that was, that plays with the expectations, a little bit, that really is constantly sort of kind of presenting something and pulling it back and challenging you, but then like giving you an out, until the end, of course. But, and so the zombies, as I was designing them, really were this kind of weirdly, carefully calculated sort of monster that, of course, they take on a life of their own. And like the actors that play, like, for instance, Rich Citrone, who plays the main alpha zombie, and Athena, who plays the queen, they just do an amazing job. And sort of like, you have this idea, but then when you see it come to life with these actors, suddenly it's scarier for me on the day than it is writing it and doing it, because that's the calculated stuff. When you're writing, it's very kind of cold, but on the day when they're in the costumes and everything, you're like, oh, okay, wow, I guess that's right.
When you guys go into a film like this, how much are you told about the Easter eggs that are planted throughout? Because Zack is known for planting Easter eggs. And Omari, everyone's talking about like the tattoo on your chest in the trailer. How much are you told?
Well, first of all, thank you for having us. Matthias and I are super humbled to be here for the UK. He actually is in the UK, so he's in an undisclosed spot. So all of you citizens or non-citizens who are trapped either inside or outside in the UK, you can go find my dear partner somewhere, undisclosed spot. But thanks for having us. We came in and we sort of felt like Zack was the Easter egg in many ways. I saw somebody say recently on an Instagram post or something, someone, with our picture being promoted by this person that posted, and they commented, or they captioned, Zack Snyder directs with his heart. And I thought, God, what a great compliment to get, just respective of anything we do in life, whether you're street sweeping or saving the world or running from the world being saved, whatever it may be, like to do it with your heart is pretty amazing. So he kind of was an Easter egg planted in me and Matthias's journey called career, or building this thing called career. But definitely there were things on set that were like that. The tattoo is actually, that tattoo is my tattoo, of course. My mother told me I would never work in this business. With each tattoo that I got, she said, you'll never work again, or you never even start working. I blame a college football teammate who wanted me to get a tattoo. And I was like, I'm not getting a tattoo. And that's 20 some odd years ago. And not only did I get one, but there's a lot after that. Of course, Dave Bautista has more than me, but there were moments where I did get questioned about it. And Zack said, I like him. Let's go with it. Let's have the tattoos. He's in the military. Let's go. And so he added some things to it. There's a little Easter egg moment for me where he asked me to be branded as a fraternity member. As he stated, Vanderbilt would have been a member of a fraternity. This is the fraternity. Ironically, I am a member of a fraternity, not that fraternity. So, it's kind of cool because I had one grandfather that was a member of the fraternity I'm a member of. And then the other one is a member of the fraternity that is now crested on my chest. So I get to shout out two fraternities in one in this movie. And that was a cool Easter egg moment for me.
And Ella, I know that Dave is playing your dad in here, but is he like a dad on set as well? Because I know the guy is just like a big teddy bear, as massive as he looked and scary as people might think. I know he's a big teddy bear. What's he like?
You're right. He is a teddy bear. He's a complete sweetheart and a very talented, sensitive, nuanced actor as well. He's a great team leader. There was some tough days on set with working really long hours, and it's a million degrees in Albuquerque, and we're carrying stuff, and it's very physically challenging as well. And sometimes, team morale would get low, but he's a great leader. I think that, if we were a family and he's the sort of head of the family, he's really good at sort of gathering the troops and raising everyone's spirits and getting us on track. So yeah, he's a great leading man.
I thought we might see, with your input, some zombie pit bulls. We see a zombie tiger. Everyone's talking about the zombie tiger. Where are the zombie pit bulls, Dave? I
don't know if I'd want to see a zombie pit bull. I think that would break my heart and also they'd have to portray the pit bulls as being vicious, and they're such little love bugs, man. But I thought, I was asked what other animal I'd like to see would make an interesting zombie animal, and I thought like an elephant, because elephants are so sweet natured. But imagine a pissed off zombie elephant.
That would ruin our illusion of elephants. I don't want that either. Matthias, your screams in here were just such a delight. Did they make you do that in the audition, or were you just practicing afterwards? Because I was like, I just loved it. I loved his character.
To be honest, I scream like this in real life too. And sometimes it's super weird because even, when I'm screaming on the street like this, I look around and I'm trying to act like, okay, what kind of girl, what kind of woman was that? So, but that's my real scream. And it's getting higher and higher with every year. I'm getting older. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong. Yeah.
Loved it. It suited your character perfectly. Were there ever scenes where you were like, guys, can we just stop? We need more blood.
That was a constant. I was constantly asking for that. There was a couple of times when I would put on like a raincoat, while I was filming, because, there would be some blood spraying all over.
Oh my God. It was, there was so much. I was like, thank God I'm not eating my dinner right now, because it was a lot. But who came up with all of the kind of jaw-dropping moments, I would say? Are they all you, or did you have input from others? Because in particular, there was a smushed zombie.
Yeah,
which
that was me. Yeah.
Where do you even come up with them? Where are you when these are entering your head? Like, that's what I want to do.
Well, it's funny because when Shay and I, this idea has been around for a while. It was an idea I came up with years ago, and we had written a script that Joby Harold wrote, years ago. But then when it came back around and I was like, oh, maybe I should do Dawn. That would be fun. Dawn. Maybe I should do Army. That would be fun. I was like, I didn't want to look at the old script. I want to just sort of write it from memory. And so Shay and I just sat down, Shay Hatton, who wrote the script with me, and I just pounded it out in my office, you know? And I think that's where most of the ideas, Shay and I would just be bouncing them around. And we wrote the script fairly quickly. So it was fun. Even that little sequence where they have to do the vault booby traps. Yeah, that was like, I kind of was like, okay, so it should be like darts, guns, and then I guess we just crush him somehow.
Honestly, yeah. There were times where, you know, where sometimes you might have your phone and I'm like writing questions. I'm like, okay, I wasn't expecting you captured me. There were so many times where you got me. So I'm sure everyone's going to enjoy it as much as I did, Zack. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Real fun. Thank you. Dave, thank you so much. Like I said, love the film. Hopefully speak to you again.
Bye, Melissa.